Hi guys. So I got half an hour to kill. I've been putting this off for ages. The famous Priscilla Garcia Garibaldi. Get me out of here. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. So the Sarah Ferguson interview. Is it Australia? Yeah. Um, I want to review it. I've reviewed it already, but I want to see Aaron. Aaron from Growing Up in Scientology. Please subscribe to him. He has a bloody good channel. Yeah. Um, big fan of his, and he's pretty full on. He has strong views, doesn't he, about Lisa Marie, about Priscilla. Obviously, he's all about Scientology, exposing the wrongdoing. Yeah. So I want to play his. Yeah. Then if you've got time, I'm gonna play the original interview from Sarah Ferguson. So the thing that's unusual about this is that it's almost never has Priscilla been caught out. Yeah. So unexpected. I think Aaron thinks that she didn't know she was being filmed. What do you think? Tell me when you watch this. Put it in the comments. Did she know she was being filmed? I have a feeling she didn't. She does all the clicky fingers. She gives the funny look. The eyes are going. Yeah. And her face is almost shaking, shuddering. She has a ghostly look about her. Yeah. She's almost like, oh my God, what am I going to do? She's going to ask me some questions that I don't give permission for. I don't allow these questions. We've always said the questioning of Priscilla has always been prearranged. I've always said that wherever Priscilla goes in the world, anywhere, at the moment, she has been promoting her book, Softly as I Leave You, which I don't agree with. I think there's many things in that book that are untrue, incorrect, twisted, exaggerated, made up. I'm not happy with that book. I'm not happy with the original book, Elvis and Me, yeah, as well. But again, a book of fake fairy tales. Yeah, it's a fake fairy tale that the public have fallen for the last, I don't know how many years is it, guys? Since 1985. Yeah, and she's doing it all again now with Softly as I Leave You. Now, everything I say is an opinion for entertainment purposes. Nothing I say is fact. We're just sharing, and we're having a discussion on YouTube. I will just add this. This is not a hate Priscilla video. I don't hate Priscilla. I stand up for Elvis, stand up for Lisa Marie, because there's some wrongdoing towards Lisa Marie. And yeah, and wait 1 second, guys. Sorry, I got cut off then. So let's play Aaron's version of it. Yeah. If we've got enough time, we'll play the original as well. Here goes, guys. Very interesting. I don't know what to say, guys. Will we ever see anything like this again? Yeah. Is this a one-off where she's been caught unawares? Yeah. So are we seeing the true Priscilla? Even Bridget Cruz said to me, that's the true Priscilla. That's the Priscilla I had to deal with. So, many of the public around the world see the sweet Priscilla, Oh, Elvis is remembered because of me. I still love him. He's the love of my life. I love him. Oh, the life I had with Elvis, until he ran off with those girls, until he lost his temper and took drugs. Yeah. She's always tried to portray this nice, sweet side. The public have fallen for it. She's done a bloody good job at conning and tricking the public into thinking she has done no wrong. When we know through our research, even she has admitted many times that she was unfaithful as well as Elvis. I accept Elvis also made mistakes as well. He's human just like she is. They're both equally to blame for the marriage breakdown, aren't they? Yeah. So, and we have strong opinions about her treatment of her daughter, who unfortunately today is the 3rd anniversary of her death. God rest her soul. We miss her. We can't believe that she's gone. Yeah. Even Priscilla's grieving. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. So we have done 3 videos today, honouring and respecting the anniversary of the loss of our lovely Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter. Yeah, so go back and watch those if you like, guys. I just thought I'd throw this in before I go to bed. Basically, I've got some time to kill. Quite a serious video. Yeah. So here goes, guys. Let's listen to Aaron. Please subscribe to his channel, Growing Up in Scientology. Very interesting. Here goes.
To Scientology and humiliating to David Miscavige. I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to share with you a couple short clips from one of the programs that Priscilla Presley appeared on. This was an Australian program just a few weeks ago when she was doing her book tour. So maybe it was over a month.
So she's been going around the world doing the book tour. But remember, all of the interviewers, journalists around the world, when they interview her, they ask set questions. It's all based on Elvis is remembered because of you. You saved Graceland. It's all about that. Elvis was the love of your life. You are his wife. Get it? You were with him when you were 14, even though she wasn't. Yeah? It's very much prearranged. Yeah? So let's keep going.
Ago. This just came to my attention yesterday. I have never seen Priscilla Presley so uncomfortable in an interview. I
second that. You'll see in a minute, guys. She's almost shaking.
You're going to notice there's several instances here where Priscilla doesn't know she's on screen.
See, when I first watched this, I never thought she didn't know she was being filmed. But after watching Aaron say this, I think he's probably right.
Because she's doing a remote interview with an Australian journalist. And what will happen is the journalist who's interviewing her will start speaking, but the camera is still on Priscilla, and she does not know that.
So did any of you realize that? Because I didn't realize it.
And it is incredible. Okay, there's one particular clip where
it is jaw-dropping, guys. It's jaw-dropping.
Journalist goes hard on Priscilla for having endorsed a cult that has been accused of horrific crimes, and whether she as a celebrity endorser of the cult bears some responsibility for either having done responsibility for either what she did to promote the cult, or responsibility for not having done more to warn people about the cult. It's incredible.
So Sarah Ferguson, this Australian interviewer, journalist, I think she's known for digging deep. Yeah, I saw an interview she did with Riley Keough. Yeah, and she does dig a bit. She does get to the nitty gritty. I would say almost 99% of all the people that have interviewed Priscilla have never dared dig deep. Probably were told not to. So very interesting.
But just to set the stage, I'm going to show you it's not the first point in the interview where Priscilla was caught off guard, was unhappy with how it was going, and didn't realize she was on camera. Okay, so the first clip I'm going to share with you, it's not the questions about Scientology. It's about some of the stuff her daughter, Lisa Marie, said about her.
So don't forget, we're talking about the book From Here to the Great Unknown. And there were many things put in this book, kept in this book by Riley Keough, things that were said by Lisa on tapes that is uncomfortable, very uncomfortable for Priscilla. Priscilla has never promoted this book. She's never praised this book. Yeah. In fact, I don't think there's many high-profile people that have not promoted this book. People like Jerry Schilling, for example. I don't understand it. This book is a lovely book. It's very well written. Yeah. And it's almost has been forgotten. Yes, initially it was actually quite successful. Yeah. When it first came out for sale. But it has been very quickly, conveniently forgotten. Why? I don't understand it. Let's keep going.
And God, this is so uncomfortable. But here we go. This whole video is not going to be very long, guys, but I had to share this with you. Oh, someone's saying, check my mic. Yeah, my mic's good. Test. Is that a little better? Live chat, see if that's a little bit better. Low, too low. Ba. That is weird. You know what I'm going to do, guys?
So she started feeling like she had a little power.
Your granddaughter,
So she...
All right, let's jump into it. Here's the clip.
Right. Sorry, there's a bit of a glitch. Let's keep going. So, as soon as I watched this, I remember thinking, she don't look right. she don't look right. Is it just me, guys? There's something ghostly about her. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. Is it the makeup? She looks almost scared. She looks worried. Yeah. There's something, I don't know. Are you feeling that? Put it in the comments, guys.
So she started feeling like she had a little power.
So I know the whole where that bit kicks in is because she's describing when Lisa Marie first saw Elvis on stage when she was a child and realised just how fantastic Elvis was, how everyone adored him, was falling at his feet. And Priscilla sort of gives the impression that this changed Lisa Marie in a negative way, like made her a bit cocksure, a bit sort of, oh yes, you know, I'm Elvis's daughter, I'm special. This is the impression Priscilla gives, okay?
Your granddaughter, the actress Riley Keough, published a book last year using recordings that your daughter Lisa Marie made before she died.
So before she says this, I think it's pretty well known that Priscilla was not happy with things that went in that book. You know, it's just an opinion for entertainment purposes. But I also think that Riley was going to put it in whether she liked it or not. And I think, this is my opinion, because of it, there was a bit of a beef, a bit of a behind the scenes arguing going on. Yeah. Because my guess is that Priscilla didn't want the gory details put in that book. I don't think Priscilla even wanted that book written. Just my opinion, guys. Tell me what you think. Do you think Priscilla wanted the book written? Why did Riley Keough remove Priscilla from the front cover? You know, these are big things, guys. Why was it still kept in the book? The alleged abuse of Priscilla's boyfriend, Michael Edwards, towards Lisa Marie when she was a minor, when she was a child. He's admitted it in his book. Even though it is just alleged, he has admitted it. Since he has come out with a denial, I think even his daughter has said it's not true. It was done for sensationalism to sell more books and that it didn't happen. But remember, Lisa Marie also said it on a Howard Stern interview. She didn't use his name. And is it true, guys? Is it true? I think most Elvis fans that have done a bit of basic research believe there was abuse from Michael Edwards. But it is just alleged, not a fact. Just an opinion, a discussion for entertainment purposes.
There are some hard words in there for you, Priscilla, including after Elvis died. She says, it was a 1-2 punch. My dad is dead and I'm stuck with her.
Yeah, and I'm going to rewind that little section because what is unusual, now she says it was a 1-2 punch. My dad is dead, now I'm stuck with her, meaning Priscilla. This is Lisa's words. Happened, yeah? But what is unusual is the reaction. You know, she goes into a giggle. Now, if someone asked me a question like that, I'd have a completely different reaction. I wouldn't go into a giggle, a laugh with a big smile on my face because it's such a serious topic. So watch how she reacts.
Including after Elvis died, she says, it was a 1-2 punch. My dad is dead and I'm stuck with her. How hard was it for you to read those lines?
Yes, I know my daughter.
Yes, I know my daughter, and she's it's almost uncontrollable laughter. Is this some kind of nervous reaction to almost try and change the topic, to try and disarm the question? Yeah, I find that extremely odd. What do you think, guys? Put it in the comments. Do you find that reaction to that question very odd?
I know my daughter.
I want to rewind. I want you to see it again because to me, this is quite a big deal.
How hard was it for you,
Hang on,
the
guys.
1-2 punch? My dad is dead and I'm stuck with her. How hard was it for you to read those lines?
Yes, I know my daughter. I know my daughter. You know, I actually have to laugh because that's her. She just let everything out. You know, when she would be upset, she'd start saying things and she'd close the door and not come back for a day or two. And, you know, she was a little rascal and she...
You know, she's talking about her dead daughter who has recently died. You know, we've just hit the 3rd anniversary. Yeah, to me, that's recent. You lose a child, guys. 3 years is recent. And She calls her a little rascal. She now tried, I think she undermines Lisa Marie. She belittles her, makes her look bad. She makes excuses how she was such a bad child, such a bad teenager, such a bad adult. I don't like it. This is very uncomfortable for me. Now, in a minute, Aaron's going to say something. Remember, this is his review, so I'm just doing my little bit as well.
Yeah, that I had to go through that all her life.
Okay.
I had to go through that my whole life. You see, it's almost like Priscilla sees this as an opportunity on these different news programs, because she's been doing this all around the world. Yeah, different news programs, different interviews, different journalists belittling her own daughter who's dead, poor Lisa Marie. Today is the 3rd anniversary of her death. God rest her soul. We miss her so much. We, the fans, love and adore Lisa Marie. She was very special. Yeah. This is weird to me. Yeah. And she also belittles Elvis as well in her own way. Oh, you know, Elvis would go away all the time. I wasn't prepared to accept it. The other girls. When we know she was unfaithful multiple times as well. They both were. So I've always felt this with Priscilla. She rewrites history to suit herself and plays the victim, always trashing the other person, whether it be Elvis or Lisa Marie, her own daughter. Let's keep going.
The journalist is about to start speaking. Priscilla assumes she's off screen. Watch this.
But wasn't it painful for you to...
Let's just pause this a minute to make sure. Okay, right. So I just want to make sure we get this. This is quite important. Obviously, Aaron is reacting as well. Okay.
to read those words
Okay, we'll just keep going for a little bit here. Hold on.
in a book that you knew that other people were going to read and absorb?
Well, they're going to take that how they're going to take it, you know. That's my daughter. She's just told it like it was. If she felt a certain way, she would say even about people. She would.
Okay, now I'm just going to fast. There's nothing. She doesn't
So let Aaron say what he's going to say.
say anything incredible for the next 45 seconds. I got to be honest. I'm actually a little impressed at how much Priscilla does keep her composure when she realizes she is on screen. She doesn't pull a Tom Cruise and be like, "Put your manners in. You know what you're doing. You're glib. You're glib. You're glib."
I actually remember the Tom Cruise interview when he was saying you're glib.
Okay, so as soon as the journalist starts asking about Scientology, though, Priscilla does not know she's on camera.
And I don't think she was going to be asked about Scientology. And remember, this is Aaron's opinion, who doesn't think Priscilla knows she's going to be on camera.
Let's take a look at this.
I'm sorry I did that, blah, blah, blah. You know, but she just did what she felt. And that was my daughter.
You talk about Scientology in the book. That's an unusual thing.
She's snapping her fingers. She's snapping like, hey, you. It does make me wonder she's clearly trying to get the attention of maybe her publicist who's off screen. But it's like, what is she going to expect her publicist to do? Like pull the feed or something? You guys who have media training, like what is it she's expecting her publicist to do here? Let's watch this again.
But she just.
Sorry, guys, I had to pause it. Let's carry on. So let's keep listening.
You talk about Scientology in the book. That's an unusual thing. You say you admit to hearing troubling rumors.
So this is the famous clicking, yeah? She actually looks almost scared, definitely worried.
About Scientology, given the credible allegations that have emerged now about forced abortions, enslavement, human trafficking within that organization, should celebrities like you...
Yeah, and when she does that, let me do it again, guys. I don't think I've ever seen this face on Priscilla.
About forced abortions, enslavement, human trafficking within that organization, should celebrities like you have done much more to question those allegations?
It's pretty obvious. She doesn't know this question was coming. She didn't know. And it's also, if you look at her face, her expression in her eyes, she's quickly trying to work out, how do I answer this? How do I respond to this? This shouldn't be happening, yeah? So the clicking of the fingers hasn't worked. The assistant, the publicist, whoever it is, hasn't come to the rescue. So she knows, oh my God, I've got to answer this. I've got to answer this. Let's hear it.
Oh,
Given Scientology use celebrities like you to attract people to it.
You see that? She goes like that. It's all very, very awkward. Like her head's going to fall off. I'll show you again. I'll show you again, guys. I've never seen this on Priscilla.
oh,
Given Scientology use celebrities like you to attract people to it.
I would say when she's doing that, like, she's like, why is no one listening? Why is no one helping me? Why is no one getting me out of here? Why is this happening?
devastating, absolutely devastating question. National news program, at least for Australia, forced abortions, enslavement, human trafficking. Shouldn't you and people like you have done more to ask questions about this, especially since they used you to recruit people?
Which they did. Yeah, don't forget Aaron comes at this from a Scientology point of view. He exposes the wrongdoing of Scientology. The cults. I see it. I'm using it to analyze her body language. I'm using it to say there is another side to Priscilla that she hides. A secret side to Priscilla, a private Priscilla. We always get to see the Priscilla at many different Elvis events, at Gracelands, and discussing, in interviews around the world. Oh yeah, you know what I went through, but I still love Elvis. He's the love of my life, and we do everything we can to make sure Elvis is still remembered. Oh, he was so magnificent. Yeah. Oh, but by the way, I wasn't going to put up with him running off with the girls anymore. And I was only 14 when I met him, even though, yeah, they briefly met when she was 14, but they married when she was nearly 22, and she didn't move to Gracelands till she was nearly 18. Yeah. So it's a fairy tale, guys. I keep calling it a fake fairy tale. Let's listen to Aaron.
Good Lord. On a book tour, you guys, on a promotional book tour. Absolutely cold-blooded. Watch Priscilla's answer.
I mean, she reins it in. She reins it in, pulls herself together. I think she does okay.
I haven't been with that organization in a long time. I have not. I don't know what they're doing today, who's there anymore. There's some good things that I got out of it, and my daughter did too, but there were some things that I didn't go along with.
So I find that she will publicly defend Scientology, but she knows, come on, generally, public that have nothing to do with Scientology don't want to hear good things said about it. She knows the public don't want to see her praising it or promoting it. Don't forget, Lisa got out. She took the twins. Everyone went with her. Everyone went. Whoosh, we're all out of here. Yeah. Not the twins. That's later. Sorry. So do you get what I'm saying? Riley, Navarone, everyone was like, we're out of here. Yeah. When Lisa decided to get out, she got out. And I think from what I know, unless I've got my facts wrong, Priscilla followed.
And, there's, like I said, there are some good things about Scientology, but there are also things that I don't agree with.
I heard that Michael Lockwood wanted the twins to have nothing to do with Scientology. That's what I've been told. Obviously we know Benjamin was in there, Riley was in there, Navarone a little bit. I don't think Navarone was there long. Someone told me it was just for one term. Is that true? Remember, I'm not a researcher. I'm not an expert. I'm just a fan in his kitchen discussing it. Anything I get wrong, please put me right. Educate me. Let me know, guys.
There's more. The journalist does not leave it there. Guys, I listened to this clip a bunch of times, but she just said something that I must have missed the earlier times through. It almost sounded like she said, I don't even know the people who are there anymore. Did she actually say that? But when she says, there's some things I agree with, but there's some other things I didn't go along with. I'm going to break down for you as soon as this clip is over why her answers are even more devastating for Scientology than if she had even said something like, I don't agree. I was mistreated by people. Like if she had actually said something negative about her own experience, that would actually be better for Scientology than what it is she's actually saying.
So don't forget, he is coming at this from an anti-Scientology point of view. Growing up in Scientology is the name of his channel. Okay.
Okay, so let's get to the journalist follow-up question here.
All those testimonies,
Also, things that I don't agree with.
when all those testimonies emerged, did you regret your involvement with Scientology?
So I would have thought she would just go, yeah, that would you try and wriggle out of it, but she doesn't. She sits on the fence a little bit. She gives a bit of, it's different now, and it was okay back then. A bit of that.
No, it was different back then. Very different. I don't know, how it is today. I haven't been in Scientology in a long time, so it was quite different.
Is that true? Does Priscilla have nothing to do with Scientology? I've heard rumors that behind the scenes, privately, secretly, still things are going on. It's just an opinion for entertainment purposes. Everything I say is just a discussion. We are sharing opinions on YouTube. Nothing I say is fact.
Moving on.
And the journalist really does move on, which I wish she didn't. But Priscilla, I mean, when it comes to like handling difficult questions by journalists, Priscilla for herself, I think answered those questions very, very well. For Scientology.
Yeah. She sort of tries to cover herself, but she also tries to cover the Scientology connection as well. Because she's like, it was different back then. It wasn't all bad, So she's trying to keep everyone happy. Yeah, that's how I see it.
That is actually devastating. This idea that Scientology was much, much different back then, that is absolutely true. I think sometimes when ex-Scientologists talk about that, people only assume that things were different back then when it was under L. Ron Hubbard, but then things got much worse under David Miscavige. And I think it's interesting to note that even under L. Ron Hubbard, there was a date before which I think many of the people who were around at that time would be like,
okay, guys, sorry, I had to stop again. Let's keep going. There's only a few minutes left. Let's keep going, guys.
I think many of the people who were around at that time would be like, well, before this date, those were kind of the good old days. And then after this date, things changed for the worse pretty quickly. And that date is 1967 when L. Ron Hubbard created the Sea Organization and started creating Scientology's Sea Org-based ethics and justice system and put Sea Org members in charge of Scientology.
So guys, I'm no expert on Scientology. In fact, I know nothing about Scientology. I know that the Elvis fans are very upset that anyone connected to Elvis went anywhere near the cult of Scientology. Elvis wanted nothing to do with Scientology. Nothing. So, sorry guys, I had to stop again. It's a stop-start day.
From that point on, became much more controlling, and yeah. So I guess I'm kind of just speaking off the cuff here, but like when Priscilla got into Scientology, things absolutely would have been much different. And I should have double checked what year Priscilla got into Scientology. If anyone in the live chat can double check.
Aaron, you should know that. Come on, mate.
That and throw it in there. I'll keep my eye out on it. But
what year did Priscilla get into Scientology? Let's have a guess. 1982.
Under David Miscavige, Scientology has gotten so much worse than even how controlling it was in 1986 when L. Ron Hubbard died. So I wonder when she says things were different back then, how Scientologists would interpret that. But here's the thing.
Don't forget, she was treated like VIP. She wasn't really proper Scientology, was she? She didn't go through all the different stages and she didn't go through hell. She was VIP. She was, I'm guessing, the person to draw people in, to bring people into the cult.
Here's why I want to explain how, in my opinion, Priscilla's answers to this question, especially when Scientologists watch an interview like this, how her answers are so much more devastating than if she actually was like talking about some horrific experience that she personally had. If Priscilla was saying that the reason she left Scientology is because she personally had a bad experience, and it was this person, and it was with this person, and this person, and this person, and this person, even if it was with David Miscavige, the reason why that would be better for Scientology is because it would explain her departure as a result of something that could have been done differently.
But wasn't it Lisa that left and that Priscilla followed? Yeah, is that the story? You tell me, guys, put it in the comments. Some of you do a lot of research. I think Nat TV, the YouTube channel, a friend of ours, Team Elvis, knows the answer to some of these questions. It was Lisa that left, yeah? Took her kids with her, and then Priscilla followed. I think. I don't know.
Could have been fixed if other people were there, and still in the future could possibly be remedied, as opposed to her departure from Scientology being a reflection of some fundamental dissatisfaction or lack of fulfillment she got from Scientology itself. So when she actually says, you know, there's good people in Scientology and there's good things in Scientology, but there's some things I really didn't want to go along with.
She's covering her back. She's covering her back. She's trying to keep everyone happy.
Guys, you have to understand, to a Scientologist, the value of Scientology is infinite. You could never just get bored of it or lose interest or want to do other things. To a Scientologist, Scientology is supposed to be the only thing that can possibly unplug all of humanity from the matrix that is the prison planet of Earth.
Okay, right. I'm not going to go there with that at the moment, but right. Let's just see quickly before I go to bed, because I'm going to bed now, guys. I got toothache. I'm going to bed. I'm going to take some tramadol, get rid of this pain. Tomorrow I'm seeing the dentist at 3:30, and he's going to rip it out. And I'll be pain-free. I've had pain for 3 weeks. Let's just see if I can find the interview. Yeah? So let's have a look. Sarah Ferguson. As you can see, I've prepared for this. Priscilla Presley. Now I'm going to post this live tonight, guys, and I'll watch it. So this is it, okay?
Gave in South.
Hang on a minute.
One would choose to leave.
1 second. Skip.
Thank you.
You start your new book.
Right, okay. So she's known for getting in there, asking the tough questions, okay? I'm going to slightly speed it up because it's bedtime, guys. I'm only going to speed up a little bit, okay? I don't want it to sound like Mickey Mouse. Let's keep going.
Look at the point where you were leaving Elvis Presley. Now, back then, millions of people couldn't understand why someone would choose to leave such a revered individual. Why?
Okay, so I'm here as a defender of Elvis, defender of Lisa Marie. So she says to her, you start the book from when you were leaving Elvis. But she actually doesn't, does she? The book is supposed to be life after Elvis. But it's not. It's so much more than that, isn't it? Yeah? This book, to me, is an opportunity to try and put things right, to try and settle some scores, to try and have a few little digs at different people. Yeah? To reinvent history, to rewrite history, to play the victim. Nothing was my fault. She doesn't apologize for anything. Yeah? Takes no responsibility for any wrongdoing. That's how I see it.
did you choose to do that?
I couldn't live the lifestyle. I could not live the lifestyle.
1 second, guys. Let's shut that door. I couldn't live the lifestyle. Now, sorry, guys. I can hear the kids screaming to my lovely wife. So this is the bit that bothers me, guys. I couldn't live the lifestyle. You know, how could you leave Elvis, the most handsome, sexiest man on the planet, and you left him? Yeah. Oh, I couldn't live the lifestyle. Yeah. the girls. Oh no. No admitting that actually, within a year of the marriage, she was unfaithful to the dance instructor. She's admitted she was then unfaithful again with the karate champion, Mike Stone. Do you get it, guys? So she's like playing the victim. Oh, I couldn't live the lifestyle. What? He was like a rabbit on heat. Now, I don't doubt that Elvis liked the ladies and was also unfaithful. Fair enough. Elvis was a human being. He made mistakes. He also, let's face it, they both ruined the marriage together. Yeah? Equally. But the world thinks everything was Elvis's fault. This is the problem. This is the problem. She plays the victim like I did no wrong. And this is my problem with Priscilla Garcia Garibaldi Bulow. Nothing is her fault. She did no wrong. When she actually, if you bother to look back in history at her own words, her own interviews, she's admitted she was unfaithful. The other thing she's admitted, she wanted a different life. She says, I was in a prison in a gilded cage. I had no freedom. Well, we've proved she did have freedom. We proved it. She had a few affairs. She had her own car. She could do what she wants, go where she wanted. She was doing dance lessons, karate lessons. She could have friends and family visiting. She gives us the impression she was stuck with 6 bodyguards at Graceland and Elvis was always away. Well, we've proved that there was loads of people wherever she lived, not just Graceland, in any of the homes they lived in. We've proved people could come and go, including friends and family and the wives of the bodyguards. Yeah? So do you see this picture that Priscilla paints of this isolated, lonely prisoner that never saw her husband and that was stuck at home doing nothing, bored out of her head, being controlled, being groomed, being told how to dress, do her makeup, do her hair, how to walk, how to speak, how to act, where to go. None of it true. None of it true. She had loads of freedom. She liked the heavy makeup. She liked the beehive hair. She liked how she dressed. She chose her dresses. Yes, okay, Elvis would give her a glance and tell her if something suited her. All men do that. You get it, guys? The whole world has been tricked and conned, in my opinion. Just an opinion for entertainment purposes.
How could I, every time he'd go to, let's say, Las Vegas, every time he would go to another gig, I'm worried about who the girls are.
I'm worried about who the girls are. Now remember, she marries the most famous man on the planet as soon as she moves to Gracelands when she's nearly 18, not 14, nearly 18. This is the other lie. They briefly met when she was 14 in Germany. But when she gets with him, I accept that when she first moved to Gracelands, Elvis lived like a single man. He did. I accept that. That must have been tough. But once they get into the relationship and the engagement comes in 1966, and then the marriage comes May the 1st, 67, within a year, she's unfaithful. Within a year. But she gives the impression Elvis did everything wrong. This is what is unfair. She takes no responsibility for her part of the reason the marriage has failed. It's falling apart. They both wanted the opposite sex. The other thing she doesn't let the interviewers know, she liked the thought of fame, the spotlight, being in movies, being on TV, being in tabloids, being in magazines, being well known, being famous. She liked it. She got a taste of it once she started living with Elvis. She didn't want to be a settled down woman stuck with a child, Lisa Marie. She even hints that she didn't want a baby, tried to get rid of the baby. Elvis has been unfairly portrayed by his own ex-wife. This is the other thing. People don't realize she was his ex-wife when he died. They split up 4 years before he died. Get it? She had multiple affairs before and after. She paints herself as an innocent virgin that lost her virginity on the night of the wedding. Even that isn't true. Even that isn't true. We've proved from Lisa's book they were intimate from 18 years old onwards. So we have been lied to for nearly 50 years. Seriously, guys. The public need to know. The blinkers need to be removed. I think Sarah Ferguson, if even now, if you look at the look on her face, she knows Priscilla is lying. Up to no good. Reinventing history, rewriting history. Now, everything I say is an opinion. It's me calling her a liar. It's just an opinion. It's not a fact. It's a discussion on YouTube for entertainment purposes. But as an Elvis fan who loves Elvis, for me, it's heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching that Elvis, his image and reputation has been completely twisted and bent out of shape. And the public have fallen for it. This is what's gutting. The public have fallen for it. The public have been so gullible. Seriously, guys. Through the 70s and 80s and 90s and noughties and onwards, she is seen as the saviour of Elvis. The reason Elvis is remembered is because of Priscilla. The reason Graceland exists is because of Priscilla. The reason the museum exists is because of Priscilla. None of it true. None of it true. Yes, she played a part in it once she got on the bandwagon. The plans to create the museum were already happening. They were never going to break up Graceland. It may have been discussed, but they were never going to do it. The Memphis and Shelby County were never going to allow that. The banks were never going to break up this massive cash cow. Let's face it, Elvis was a cash cow for Memphis. Yeah, so shocking.
Who's there? And I wasn't going to take that. I didn't want to, I was not, I had a child. And I was dearly in love with him.
No. If you were dearly in love with him, you wouldn't have been seeing, I'll put it in a nice word, the dance instructor within months of Lisa Marie being born. She was in a brand new home. She admits it in her book, page 262. Come on, guys. I've read this to you before, haven't I? Her own words. Yeah? She even says while she was with Elvis, she would be thinking about the dance instructor. She calls him Mark in this book. You get it, guys? You know, it's like he seemed to understand me. While the man I truly loved was involved in his own world, I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. It had been a while since I'd spent some time with a man who validated my abilities and appreciated spending time with me alone. It was also the first time I was not competing for my own identity. This was a high I had not experienced. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. She even said she would be thinking about this guy, Mark in the book, Steve Peck, when she was with Elvis in their marital home. I've said it before. You know what it's like when you have a baby. Everything is redecorated. You do a baby room. You make everything special. It's a special time. The first few years of a marriage and the birth of a child is a beautiful time. My memories with my wife, with my kids, every one of them, all 5. When you have the kid, it's so special. You get everything ready for the child to come to its home. She was seeing another man regularly. And Lisa Marie was a baby. But she blames everything on Elvis. Everything was Elvis's fault. The women, I wasn't prepared to put up with it. Let me just play that bit again, guys. This is the con. This is the con, guys, the trick.
I had a child, and I was dearly in love with him. And he was Elvis Presley. He could have anyone he wanted.
So could Priscilla. Priscilla was a very beautiful woman. She had the power of beauty. She was very sexy. She was charming. She knew how to get what she wanted. Everything Elvis had in the way of attracting the opposite sex, from the point of looks, she had it. She had it. Yeah, she wasn't this ogre with 3 horns growing out of her head. The men were falling at her feet as well. She could do that and the men would fall at her feet. The very thing she accuses Elvis of, she was doing. In my opinion, for entertainment purposes.
You go on to describe in the book the terrible medical problems that Elvis Presley had caused by his addiction to drugs. But you also
Again, his addiction to drugs. We know, we've proved it. We've got a few books. Elvis was very sick. Very sick. Could not sleep. Extreme insomnia. His body was letting him down. His body was, I'm talking about towards the end of his life, yeah? Yes, there was abuse. Yes, he overtook it. Yes, he self-medicated. Yes, Elvis was desperate, in pain, needed some kind of relief. If you're desperate, what do? Turn to your doctor for help. What does your doctor do? He gives you pills to stop the pain, to get you through the day, to help you sleep, to fix the different medical health problems that he had. And he had many. Just recently, we've been talking about megacolon. Matthew at Hillbilly Cat has done a video about it. You know, Elvis was truly sick. This isn't a lie. I'm not making it up. Elvis was very sick at the end of his life and definitely could not sleep. Could you imagine working as hard as Elvis did and not being able to sleep?
describe the last concert he gave in South Dakota in 1977, particularly his singing the song Unchained Melody for the first time.
Even this, it jumps to this ridiculous bit. Now, I'm not even going to play it. Oh, yes, he was amazing. He was magnificent. Sorry, I'm not interested in that bit. Let's go. Right, here we go.
Living it. Only Elvis could do. I've never seen an entertainer.
So, guys, this is all part of the trick. I'm going to go over it. This is all part of the trick. Okay, guys? Remember, she wasn't with Elvis when that happened. She wasn't with him. They'd been separate for 4 years. She was with other men. Serious relationships. Yeah? Yes, they had joint custody. So Elvis would see Lisa Marie as often as he could. The truth is, she took Lisa Marie away from Elvis when she was 4 years old, so she could move in with the karate champion, Mike Stone, who she secretly was seeing for a year behind Mike Stone's wife back, Frances Stone, behind Elvis's back. Priscilla, who has done no wrong, secretly sees the karate champion for a year, who has no freedom. Priscilla, who has no freedom, is able to see Mike Stone, the karate champion, 4 or 5 times a week. She had to travel nearly an hour each way to see this karate champion, who was an acquaintance of Elvis's. Not a friend, an acquaintance. Shocking, guys. Poor Lisa Marie, forced to live with a stranger at 4 years old. Could you imagine the damage that did to her? People accuse Lisa Marie of having a problem as a teenager, as a child, with drugs, with alcohol, with going with men and being a difficult person. She was dragged away from her father, age 4, to live with a stranger.
Daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, went on to become fraught emotionally, financially, legally. But
so she says emotionally, financially, legally. That's another story. But there was serious wrongdoing, alleged serious wrongdoing, financial wrongdoing between Priscilla, Barry Siegel, and many other situations. Yeah, the sale of EPE. There's so much that has gone on behind the scenes. Bridget Cruz, the auctioneer who is suing Priscilla, and Priscilla suing back with claiming elder abuse. Priscilla saying she got ripped off. Is giving us an inside look on what may have happened. Financial wrongdoing. Just alleged, guys.
back when she was a little girl, before all of that began, do you remember the first time when she realised who Elvis Presley was and what that meant for her?
Yes.
So again, this is another dig. Yeah, I've watched this already, of course. Oh yeah, you know, once Lisa Marie realizes how famous her father is, she became a difficult person.
Absolutely. When she was younger, and I took her to the shows in Vegas with her father performing. And that's when she realized how famous her father was. And which, with any child, you know, when you see actually the adoration that he had, and she could see women crying and going to the stage, and, you know, that was, you know, for a young child, that was, you know, that was very rare for a child to see. So she started feeling like she had a little power.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Do people fall for this? Does she pre-plan this? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to sit on an interview. I'm going to trash my own daughter. I'm going to blame Elvis for everything. This is a car crash interview. This is if Lisa Marie was here now witnessing this interview, she'd be shocked by how her own mother is belittling her. Oh yeah, once Lisa Marie saw how famous her dad was, she became a pain in the arse. So unfair. So unfair.
Your granddaughter, the actress Riley Keough, published a book last year using recordings that your daughter Lisa Marie made before she died. There are some hard words in there for you, Priscilla.
So guys, I've never seen Priscilla promote this book ever. She should. It's her daughter's book who had died. Now, yes, Riley Keough, Danielle, yeah, her real name, finished the book. Asked by Lisa to finish this book, yeah. She keeps a lot of the details in the book that make Priscilla look bad. She removes Priscilla from the cover. Riley Keough, in her own very sly way, was saying something. In my opinion, she removed her grandmother's picture. That means something. She kept the details in the book that are negative about Priscilla. She kept them in the book. She did it for a reason. I believe that Riley Keough wanted the world to know the wrongdoing of Priscilla. Even though it was her gran and their blood, Riley's between a rock and a hard place. Even now, Riley has gone all quiet. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes? Who knows the arguments that are going on behind the scenes? We know that they've been arguing, yeah, because Bridget Cruz, the auctioneer, has told us. We've even seen screenshots of texts and messages, haven't we? Yeah, of arguments between Priscilla and Riley. Yeah, Riley had to make the peace, keep the peace, because there was a lot of arguments between Priscilla and her daughter Lisa. Lisa Marie didn't want the film Priscilla made, Sofia Coppola's film Priscilla made. There's even emailing Sofia Coppola. She did not want that film made. She didn't feel it portrayed her father in a good light. Allegedly even threatening to sue her own mother, and Riley jumped in the middle and stopped it happening. Everything I say is alleged, not a fact, just an opinion for entertainment purposes. We were having a discussion on YouTube, sharing opinions.
Including after Elvis died, she says, "It was a 1-2 punch. My dad is dead and I'm stuck with her." How hard was it for you
So we've just watched this, guys. I'll play it anyway.
to read those lines?
Because I know my daughter. I know my daughter.
I don't find that funny. I don't find this crazy, nervous giggle funny. It's her way of deflecting, isn't it? She's deflecting the truth. Not funny at all.
You know, I actually have to laugh because that's her. She just let everything out. You know, when she would be upset, she'd start saying things, and she'd close the door and not come back for a day or two. And you know, she was a little rascal, and I had to go through that all her life.
But wasn't it painful for you to read those?
I don't like that. I don't like that. She says, I had to go through that whole life. She laughs, I had to go through that whole life. What is she saying? Remember, she now will say about that they were close, you know, special times together. To even today, the 3-year anniversary of Lisa Marie's death, Priscilla has posted a very poignant post. Let me see if I can get it up, guys. Let's see if I can find it. I'm a bit on the spot here, trying to find things, but let's see if it comes up. Basically saying how much she misses her daughter and she thinks about her every day of the week, which you would, wouldn't you? This is a mother and a daughter, yeah. So, but when you watch an interview like this, you're like, what is wrong? What is going on? Yeah. Something doesn't feel right. Something's odd. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. So it says, let me just see if I can quickly read part of it. It has been 3 years since I last heard her voice. and not a day goes by that I don't miss you. The depth of what we shared is something only a mother and daughter could ever truly understand. Our lives were complicated in ways that few could grasp, shaped by love, pain, and the weight of a name the world claimed as its own. Through everything, our bond was ours alone, imperfect, deep, and unbreakable. I miss you more than words can say. My little Lisa Marie, love you always, Mum. Now, of course, a mother to a daughter, she's lost her daughter. But then you see the actions. You look at the history. Something doesn't feel right. Something was wrong. I don't even really like to talk in this way. You know, a mother-daughter. The mother has lost her daughter. But if you look at the interviews over the last couple of months, they're not very good. They belittle Lisa Marie. You don't see proper grieving. I know that no one has to grieve in public, but there's just something uncomfortable about the whole thing. And, you know, we know that once Lisa died, Priscilla jumped in and tried to prevent Lisa Marie's wishes of her inheritance going to her Lisa's kids. Priscilla tried to prevent that, eventually negotiating a settlement with Riley of millions. The money she was given, the money Priscilla was given, was the grandkids' money. Riley, Finney and Harper's. She took money directly out of the pocket of her grandkids. She tried to regain control. Eventually they came to a settlement. The public know about this. She seems to be able to get away with it. Priscilla seems to be able to get away with anything, even the allegations of Bridget Cruz in the lawsuit. Very extreme allegations. The unplugging of Lisa. She gets away with it. The public give her a pass because the public are brainwashed into thinking that she saved Elvis. She's the reason Elvis is remembered. She's the reason Gracelands exists. They don't know the truth. They don't do their research. They don't understand what really happened. They don't look beneath the surface. Priscilla is getting away with it again and again and again. And this isn't about hate. I don't hate Priscilla. This is about truth. We want truth for Elvis, for Lisa. Even Lisa, we can tell that Lisa was starting to remove her blinkers and knew something was very wrong with her mother's behavior towards Elvis in the 60s, maybe even in 59 when they met. Possibly, if you go by the book Child Bride, pre-arranged, pre-planned, a way to get Elvis. Everything's alleged. Everything I say is alleged for entertainment purposes, not fact.
Words in a book that you knew that other people were going to read and absorb.
Well, they're going to take that how they're going to take it. You know, that's my daughter. She's just told it like it was. If she felt a certain way, she would say even about people. She would just mouth it. You know, she never really thought about what she would say.
Even that is such a horrible thing to say. A dead daughter. She never thought about what she was going to say. She was bloody smart. I've listened to Lisa Marie. I think I've watched every interview Lisa Marie ever gave. She did think about what she said. She was bloody clever. Yes, she could be blunt. She could curse. But she was very smart. That's the one thing I've learned about Lisa Marie. Smart, wise, and beautifully charming as well. She has just said Lisa Marie didn't think about what she was going to say. Rubbish.
What would it do to anyone? She just basically came out with what she felt at the moment. Now, she would
Bullshit.
also come to and apologize, but no one ever read that or saw that.
I'm sure she did. She was a lovely person with a kind heart.
She would say, Mom, I'm sorry I did that, blah, 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 you know, but she just did what she felt.
But this is just typical arguments, isn't it? Mother-daughter arguments, you know. You break up, you make up.
And that was my daughter.
You talk about...
She basically just trashed her. In the space of 30 seconds, she trashed her daughter. Let's just hear it again. It's too important, guys. She didn't think. She couldn't think for herself. She would just blurt things out.
Apologize, but no one ever read that or saw that.
Hang on a minute.
She would say, Mom. Well, they're going to take that how they're going to take it. You know, that's my daughter. She's just told it like it was. If she felt a certain way, she would say even about people. She would just mouth it. You know, she never really thought about what she would say, what would it do to anyone. She just basically came out with what she felt at the moment. Now, she would also come to and apologize, but no one ever read that or saw that. She would say,
I think she makes it up as she goes along. Honestly, I think Priscilla is ad-libbing. She's making it up as she goes along.
"Mom, I'm sorry I did that, blah, blah, blah." You know, but she just did what she felt. And that was my daughter.
You talk
So do you know, guys, do you see a grieving person here? Do you see, I know the way I would be, yeah, if I lost a child. And, well, she was an adult, wasn't she? Come on, guys, do you see a grieving person? I honestly, guys, this is really awkward for me. Because I know how serious grief is and to lose a child, but something don't feel right.
That was my daughter.
You talk about Scientology in the book. That's an unusual thing. You say you admit to hearing.
So this is the bit that everyone's talking about. The clicking of the fingers, the funny eyes, get me out of here. She like crooks her neck like her head's going to fall off. I've already said it. She didn't know this was going to happen. She didn't know these questions were coming. She underestimated Sarah Ferguson, the interviewer. She's known for going for it on questioning. So Priscilla was not prepared for this.
Troubling rumours about Scientology, given the credible allegations that have emerged now about forced abortions, enslavement, human trafficking.
So I'm not even going to play this bit, but actually I will, because I want you to see how she's trying to get out of it.
Within that organisation, should celebrities like you have done much more to question those allegations, given Scientology used celebrities like you to attract people to it?
I haven't been with that organization in a long time. I have not. I don't know what they're doing today, who's there anymore.
I'm going to slow it back down, because I don't think you can properly see the reaction at a speeded up level. So the whole clicking of the fingers, guys, let's just go back a bit. Come on. We've only got a few minutes left. Let's see it.
Those allegations, given Scientology used celebrities like you to attract people to it.
Hang on a minute. Let's get the clicking of the fingers as well. Sorry, guys.
Given the credible allegations that have emerged now about forced abortions, enslavement, human trafficking within that organisation, should celebrities like you have done much more to question those allegations, given Scientology used celebrities like you to attract people to it?
I haven't been with that organization in a long time. I have not. I don't know what they're doing today.
I think she's already done the clicking of the fingers, but come on, we know.
Who's there anymore. There's some good things that I got out of it, and my daughter did too, but there were some things that I didn't go along with.
So she's trying to keep everyone happy, like I just said earlier. Keep Scientology happy, say there were some good things, but then keep the public happy. We got out of there.
And, there's, like I said, there are some good things about Scientology, but there are also things that I don't agree with.
She's covering her back.
When all those testimonies emerged, did you regret your involvement with Scientology?
No, it was different back then, very different. I don't know, how it is today. I haven't been with Scientology in a long time, so it was quite different.
Remember, Elvis would have wanted nothing to do with Scientology. There's no way that Elvis would have wanted Lisa Marie to have anything to do with it. No way. No way.
Moving on, after Elvis died, you were able to secure Graceland as a monument to him and a place that hundreds of thousands of people still want to visit.
I question it. It's just my opinion. With my research, I'm not a researcher, but with my research, it was already going to be secured. The plans for the Living Museum were in hand. Priscilla had this leverage, didn't she, to help her maneuver herself into a position of power. The biggest leverage was Lisa Marie. I don't believe she prevented it from being sold. Yes, it was probably discussed. I think she came along later. then takes all credit for it. I say, Graceland, it was my idea to do the museum. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just my opinion, guys, based on the research I've done. And she likes to tell the world she's the reason Elvis is remembered and that he is the love of her life. I don't believe either of the things I've just said to you.
Do you understand why that place is still such a draw for visitors?
Well, Graceland is something else.
Well, before she answers it, yeah, I do. Elvis and the fans. Elvis, what he did, his body of work, how he affected and transformed the world and mankind. Elvis affected hundreds of millions of people and the fans. That's the reason. We didn't need a Priscilla so that Elvis would be still remembered. We didn't need a building so that Elvis would be remembered. We just needed Elvis, what he did, his talent, his beauty, who he was, his charm, this Christian man from Tupelo, and his fans. That's all we needed, and that's all we need today in 2026. If Priscilla had disappeared off the face of the planet in 1970, Elvis would still be remembered today in 2026. It had nothing to do with Priscilla.
I mean, that was Elvis's home. That's where he always went to after a movie, after, you know, trips. I mean,
I just think she wings it. She gets asked the same questions all around the world by all the same interviewers. None of them dare to question her except for this lady, Sarah Ferguson. She should be a hero for questioning Priscilla, putting Priscilla on the spot. But I have watched dozens and dozens and dozens of interviews, and none of them dare to question her. If anything, it's all pre-planned. It's all pre-planned. Even the horrible interviews of the 80s, almost no one dared to question her. I do remember Terry Wogan tried to question her a bit. The British journalist on his program, Wogan. Yeah, but nobody else.
Graceland was everything. That was his pride and joy. That's what he bought when he first got his big paycheck.
Well, that's not true. He had a different home first. That's not true. He bought a different home for his parents first.
A home for his mother. And knowing how much, you know, when Elvis died, his father passed. I was in charge then. Vernon made me.
But you got to understand why Vernon made her co-trustee. Why? She was the mother of Lisa, and there's other matters as well, financial matters. Vernon had almost no choice. Almost no choice. The leverage Priscilla had, it was a sure thing. It was a done deal. Vernon was always going to make her trustee on behalf of Lisa, who was just a child. Just a child, 9 years old. Actually, no, she would have been older then. How old was she? 11? All of it. Sad. So sad.
In charge of the estate. And the first thing that the attorneys told me...
We have all heard this so many times. It's a scratch record. I don't believe it. I challenge Priscilla. I want proof that you were told by whoever, banks, attorneys, whoever, that if you know that you must sell. Because I don't believe it. I don't think Shelby County were going to force a sale. I don't think that the financial problems were so bad that everything was going to get broken up and sold off. Remember, when Elvis died, there was a massive boost in sales of everything Elvis. Records, merchandise, and much more. Everything Elvis went through the roof. Elvis had sell-out concerts till the day he died. Yes, we know that the upkeep of Gracelands was expensive. Of course it was. But I'm not convinced. I'd love to see a document that said we were going to sell Gracelands and Priscilla stopped that happening. Because I haven't seen one yet. There was probate, wasn't there? Go and have a look, guys. Look up probate. I don't believe it. I don't believe that she prevented the sale. I've seen Priscilla in an interview tell Lisa Marie, oh yes, I prevented them selling your dad's house. Your dad was going to be forgotten within 5 years. Bullshit. Bullshit. There's no way Elvis was going to be forgotten in 5 years. Even if they did sell Gracelands, there's no way Elvis was going to be forgotten. Priscilla is not the reason Elvis is remembered. This is the con. I've seen people queuing up to kiss Priscilla's ass. Thank you. You're the reason Elvis is remembered. You saved Elvis. You saved Graceland. And she laps it up. She laps it up. Yay. It's all because of me. Everything Elvis is because of me. Well, unlucky for you, Priscilla. The truth is coming out, and it's coming out all over the place. Not just my tiny little YouTube channel defending Elvis. There's a lot of people now, and have been for years actually, exposing the truth. Exposing the truth. The public are starting to learn the truth. We're at the beginning stages of it, because at the moment, the general population around the world have still been conned and fooled by the fake fairy tale. The fake fairy tale. But the cracks are starting to show. Bridget Cruz is another one who is starting to show the world the truth. What really happened. Not the fake fairy tale. Not the I'm a victim bullshit. Elvis is the victim. Elvis is the victim here. He has been so unfairly portrayed, and he cannot defend himself. Even people, the closest people to Elvis, let him down, double-crossed him, backstabbed him. Friends, family, cousins, stepbrothers, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, so many people betrayed, double-crossed Elvis, and he was so good to them. He was so kind, a lovely man with a beautiful heart, a Christian man. Shocking, shocking. It breaks my heart just how badly Elvis has been treated and portrayed, and how his image and reputation has been wrecked and trashed, and that they're trying to do it to Lisa Marie as well. Even Lisa Marie, the things that are said about her are disgusting and not true. Even Lisa Marie cannot defend herself. Shocking. Poor Lisa Marie. And on this 3rd anniversary of her death, it's still going on. This is our role as defending Elvis. And I don't do any of this in hate. I don't hate Priscilla. I don't hate the people of the past that have trashed Elvis, double-crossed him, backstabbed him, trashed for cash. I just want the truth out there. I want people to admit their wrongdoing, to take responsibility for their lies, for twisting their truth, for writing trashy books and biographies, documentaries, tabloids, etc. Just go, do you know what? Elvis was nowhere near as bad as he has been made out to be. That's what we want.
We have to sell Graceland. And I said that will never happen.
I don't believe that happened. I don't believe. Please prove to me that happened.
Ever. It will never happen. And he said, well, we need to do something because we're going to lose it.
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I want proof.
And I went out and I found a few people who would help me and put the money down. And
even that. It's another story. We have to look up names like Morgan Maxfield, who died in a plane crash, Jack Sodden, but there's more to it. Memphis City, Shelby County. There are interviews showing Shelby County being interviewed, saying we are going to make sure that Elvis's home is maintained as a memorial to Elvis. Proof that they had no intention of selling it, breaking it up, that the museum idea was already going to happen. There were plans already at hand. Even Colonel Tom Parker and Vernon were already discussing the idea of a museum. In fact, it was already being used for tours, even after Elvis died at 78, 79, 80, those years. Yeah? We're all being lied to. In my opinion, for entertainment purposes, we're all being misled. The world have been so gullible. In every country have been so gullible. And poor Elvis, the truth isn't out there yet. We're trying. We're trying. It's heartbreaking.
Here we are today. And they all got paid back. And
come on, it was a sure thing. Everybody knew it was a sure. Graceland's a living museum was a sure thing. It's Elvis.
so it's the people still today go in the droves, and they keep coming back.
Yeah, not because of Priscilla, because of Elvis, the fans, because of what Elvis did.
Something very special about Graceland.
And it's all because of me. Rubbish.
Priscilla Presley, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Take care.
You know, on the 3rd anniversary of the death of poor Lisa Marie, who should still be here, shouldn't she? Why is Lisa Marie not here? There's so much happened to poor Lisa Marie that many things we don't even know about. Even there's some horrific allegations concerning the death of Lisa Marie to unplugging, but not just that. So many things. And Elvis can't stand up for himself. Lisa Marie can't stand up for herself. So unfair. It's a cruel world, guys. It's a cruel world. So we are going to keep trying, defending Elvis. Fans want the truth. That's the name of our channel. Defending Elvis. Fans want the truth. We're going to keep trying. Yeah. Team Elvis, we're a group. We're Elvis defenders. We come together 7 days a week, 3-4 times a day. We're not one of these channels that does one video every 2 weeks. We are here 3-4 times a day. Each video up to an hour long, 7 days a week. We are trying our hardest. Even with the backlash that we get, people trying to stop us, we fight on because Elvis deserves it. Lisa Marie deserves it. And on this day, the 3rd anniversary of her death, we will fight for you, Lisa Marie Presley, and your father. Thanks, guys. Love you all. I'm going to join you in the comments. I'm going to post this now. It's quite late. It is 9:47 p.m. January the 12th. 3rd anniversary of losing Lisa. Poor Lisa. God rest her soul. Take care, guys. Lisa, we miss you. We love you. And we will always adore you and your father. And we will do everything we can to reinstate the truth. The truth. Thanks, guys. Love you all. Team Elvis, you rock.